So we've talked a lot about teams, and particularly the teams you're going to be leading, are composed of NASA people. And after you've worked here a while, you realize that it's a pretty special privilege to get to do what we do, because the people that we work with are committed to what we do. They're committed to creating new knowledge. They're committed to taking steps beyond the frontier for the betterment of humankind. They're also driven by being part of something that's bigger than ourselves and driven by the opportunity to make a difference. So the key word in what you've been doing for the last year is the leadership. Leading such people to accomplish something for our nation is really a privilege, but it's also a great responsibility. So what do those people that you're going to be leading need from you? So first, and this is kind of the bedrock, but we won't talk too much more about it because it's kind of the price of entry. They're going to need your technical competence. They need to know that you can understand what they're telling you, not to be the expert, but that you can knowledgeably adjudicate amongst them to optimize the system. So you have to be able to understand what they're telling you. You can set a direction for them that offers an opportunity for success. And that's, we're incorrigible optimists, but that's optimism tempered with realism, because they'll know pretty fast if you're setting up a goal. Somebody ever told me I was going to run a 2-hour and 5-minute marathon. I'm not listening to them. So it's an explanation to them of, I think we can do this and why. And it's an explanation of why you're deciding to do what you're deciding to do, the commander's intent. So think about yesterday, and I don't know exactly how accurate the depiction in the movie was, but if you go back to Chamberlain's explanation of that last bayonet charge, and how he was really clear to the people what they were doing and why. Those guys are as tired as we are. One more push and we're going to have them. And then a very, very clear explanation of how he wanted people to move and where he wanted to go, and arguably made a decisive difference in that battle and holding the end of the line. They're going to need from you decisions, but decisions at the right time and not before. So that means you got to let them do their work. The hardest part that any of you will have, job that any of you will have, is not to do your old job. Because you'll see somebody doing it, that's the easiest job for you because you know how to do that one. And you got to let whoever took your job do that job and make sure that you know that they trust them. You got to listen to what they say, but you got to pull the trigger to stop an unproductive path. So don't take your troops to the peach orchard. And if somebody else is taking your troops to the peach orchard, maybe you better intervene a little earlier and make sure that you can commit to steps along a productive path. It's good to trust and delegate, but verify and engage when needed. I think if you go back to the way Lee ran that whole operation, at that level, he wasn't looking to see why wasn't APPEL out there with his troops on the front. So another thing we talked about yesterday too is that relationships are important. Now that doesn't mean that all of your teammates are going to be your best friends, but it does mean that they need to know that you value them and what they can do, and they need your respect. So people who understand the goal and are respected and valued will do what has to be done. So go back and play Chamberlain's speech to the mutineers. Now, he probably didn't have quite the speechwriter that Henry V did about the night before Agincourt. So go back and read that one sometime. I'm sure that's out on YouTube. But if you look at what he did and listen to what he said in there, he painted a picture of, it was realistic. They had a really hard task in front of them. But he told them why it was important. He spoke from the heart and he told them why it was important. He respected them. I mean, what better way to say to somebody that I respect you than to say, I won't shoot you, right? He had the authority to shoot them, and he said, I won't do that. And he valued them. He told them, you'll make the difference, and we'll be much stronger with you than without you. And, arguably, that was, if he hadn't done what he did then, and if he hadn't done again what he did in that final bayonet charge, both of those events were critical to the outturn of the battle. As important as that is, they're going to need your humility. They need to know that you are willing to say it when you don't know. They're going to need you to admit it when you're wrong. They're going to need you to let others lead when they can do it better than you, but be prepared to take the baton back at the right time. So we live in a can-do environment, right? It's really, really hard for any of us to admit that we can't do. But think about You know, some of the things that we talked about yesterday. Stonewall Jackson and A.P. Hill were both great soldiers, but Jackson didn't give his subordinates the room to grow. And when the critical time happens and you're asking Ewell to take the hill, he hadn't had a chance to understand what it meant to operate in an environment without detailed instructions, to get out and lead on his own. Or A.P. Hill, why in the world, when he couldn't go, did he not give the authority to one of his subordinates to take that? So that's the kind of thing you got to let your people grow, let them take charge when you need to take charge. When you can't do it, give them the baton and let them run with it. Most importantly of all, they need your integrity. We talked a lot yesterday about a strong internal compass. Your team is going to learn from day one and with every interaction who you are. If they know that you are always trying to do the right thing, that you will never put yourself ahead of the team and the team's objective, that you'll always tell them the truth as you know it, and tell them when you can't tell them, and never knowingly mislead them, they'll not only follow you anywhere, but they'll also carry you a lot further than you ever imagined that you could go. So we have long and hard tasks in front of us. Where's Denise? There's Denise. Yes, Denise, we are going to find a way off of this planet and we're going to be permanent. So before we do that, we've got to find do better ways to understand and protect our planet so we can thrive here and have the resources to be able to go off the planet. We've got an immense universe to explore. There's an awful lot of stuff out there that we've got to understand. And we're going to do that part from afar. But we also have a long way to go to Mars to permanently establish humankind thriving beyond Earth. And so these are long journeys, and you are going to be the folks that are going to lead us on those next steps. So I'm especially happy to know today that we have another group of folks to join our cadre that are eminently capable of carrying on that work. And I thank you for all of your hard work over the course of the last year. Thank you what you will do for us in the future. And I would also like to one more time thank your families, those of the members that are here and the members that are not here, because we all live in that context and none of us is going anywhere without our families. So thank you very much.